So let's break this down. This is our four-way cash flow that shows the where people in our general population fall, right? 60% of our population work for somebody else. So that means they may have, if they're professionals, gotten a degree, or maybe they went to a trade school and they learned a skill, learned how to work in a particular field to then get a good job with good benefits to work for somebody for the next, 40, 45 years until they're 65 to 67 years old, until they're able to legally retire. So the majority of people are on this path. Now, 35% of people, and let me just say, these 60% of people, they don't have any control, as much freedom over their life. They have to ask to take off time to go see their family. They have to ask permission to go travel. They have to ask permission to sometimes even go to the bathroom, to take a 15-minute break, because somebody else is dictating what they do with their time, how they spend their life force, and their time essentially belongs to that employer. Okay? So that's the majority of the workforce. So, you absolutely know people who fall into this quadrant. If you fall, and you may even fall into this quadrant. So now 35% of people are business owners. They work for themselves. These could be your independent business owners. These could be people who have LLCs, but essentially they have their own service or product that they're marketing and that they're providing to the community. So, this quadrant has more freedom. They get to dictate how they spend their time. They get to dictate when they work. They get to dictate, how long they take a lunch break, when it is, how many breaks they take. They have more control over their time. However, these people who are working for themselves don't make money if they're not working. So their livelihood depends on their labor still. So there's a little bit more freedom. However, they tend to have less time freedom even than the people who work for someone else, because all of the money that they make is dependent on their labor alone, right? So these are your self-workers. These are your independent business owners. Dad, this is you. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, he had to take a quick break.
Okay, let's pause then.
But he can hear you.
Okay. Is he in the kitchen? Is he going to the bathroom? Then I'll just wait.
Right, he's a potty break.
Yeah. So let's see if I can pause this. So, 35% of people, they have slightly more freedom. However, the money that they make is solely dependent on their labor. So the people who work for themselves, who have their own business, tend to work even more than the people who work for somebody else. Okay, so now moving into the 5% of people who make the majority of money within the market. So these are your business owners. These are people who employ other people, right? So they're the ones who are employing the 60% of people who basically either don't want to have the control and power and pressure of, creating their own stream of income and rely on this 4%. Okay, so they're using other people's time. They're using other people's workforce. They're in control and they're leveraging other people to make their money. All right, so these are your business owners employing other people. Now getting to the 1%. These are the investors. These are the people who have the financial intelligence, financial creativity, and financial aptitude to know how to place their money in certain positions so that their money is working for them. To me, this is the most ethical place to be, because you're not dependent on other bodies. You're not dependent on your body for your income, for your livelihood. Your money can work overtime. It doesn't need any time off. These are the people who are leveraging their money to continue to make money, leveraging their money to work for them. So, you know, I'm I'm in probably these three at this point: working for someone else, working for myself, and an investor. I do not currently employ people, but I will. And, you know, but I started in this 60%. And I had to ask myself, especially when I've seen so many people work for themselves in my family, and so many people, you know, have some knowledge around me that have knowledge around investing and are making money. Do I really want to do this? Do I want to work for someone until I'm 65 years old? Do I want to work for someone until I'm 67 years old and legally able to retire? The answer for me is no. So I had to figure out a way to be creative and open-minded and seek out opportunities that will allow me to get to this 1%, that allow me to place myself in this 4% position. Because there's a famous saying that you all may be familiar with, that the rich get richer because the poor continuously say no to opportunities.